Canto 12. The Yoga of the Devotee. Arjuna asked, There exist devotees who constantly seek thee, but who has the greatest knowledge of yoga, according to ye? Those who worship the form of thy divine manifestation? Or those who seek thee, the formless, unmanifest, with devotion? Shri Krishna spoke. Those who affix their mind's concentration and seek verily only my union with the most supreme faith, who offer me their prayers, I hold them to be the best amongst my seekers. Those who worship the formless immutable and seek the unconceivable imperishable, the all-pervading omniscient and supernal, who is the equilibrial infinite, ethereal and eternal. With regulation, those who control their senses, with their minds balanced and free from pretenses, seeking the betterment of all living beings with dedication, in me they too certainly attain a dissolution. The difficulties of those seekers are indeed great, who are devoted in their quest of the formless, unincarnate. Success is quaint for such individuals trapped in the physical. With sufferings, they realize the imperceptible, metaphysical. But those who offer to me their every action, possessing within them the highest state of devotion, they reach me as they engage in meditation by seeking to attain the unwavering union. O Arjuna, for the soul's evolution, I bring deliverance from death's material ocean. I propel the journey across the eternal sea of all whose consciousness is affixed in me. Make me the sole focus of your mind. Your intellect, founded in me alone, may you find. Then you shall without doubt reside in me, in a plane beyond the mortal one that you see. If to dwell in me, O Arjuna, you are not capable and cannot keep your mind firm and stable, then by practicing yoga, make yourself able and make your awakened consciousness sustainable. And if this yoga too you cannot partake, then just perform all your actions for my sake, and let all your works be only mine, for then you shall attain the perfection divine. If constantly thinking of me is beyond you, there is yet another thing that you can still do. Tame your mind through a spirited self-control and renounce the fruits of your actions as a whole. Compared to a practice that is in ignorance performed, knowing is better than being naive and uninformed. Better than knowledge is meditation, but best is renunciation. Renouncing the fruits of actions alone brings peace's satisfaction. Be devoid of envy and hold compassion and friendship, experiencing towards all living beings a loving kinship. Tolerant and poised in both comfort and hardship, and bereft of ego and its feeling of ownership. That soul who remains ever in contented happiness, always practicing yoga with a steady firmness, who has surrendered to me his intellect and mind, dear to me, that devotee you shall find. He who by the world's chaos remains unperturbed, nor can the world by him be in any way disturbed. From pleasure, anger, fear and anxiety, He who is free, such a soul, is dear to me. Expecting nothing, he is pure and perfect in every action, and is free from the pains of worry and agitation. For every work begun, the ownership he forgoes. To me, such a devotee is dear and close. He neither rejoices nor rejects, neither grieves over nor desires material objects, to whom both the auspicious and inauspicious are same. That devotee as dear to me I acclaim. Friends and foes he treats as one. In honor or dishonor, nothing is lost nor won. In comfort or sorrow, and in heat or cold, in the opposites of nature, a balance he does hold. In praise or censure, he is poised and peaceful. With whatever that comes naturally, he remains blissful. When from his people, things or home, he can detached be, a soul with such devotion and conviction is dear to me. But the dearest of my devotees is he whose supreme aim in life is to love only me, for he emulates my teachings with perfect devotion, and his life is the immortal Dharma's exemplification. Thus ended the 12th canto of the Bhagavad Gita, where Shri Krishna described to Arjuna the yoga of the devotee